I know nobody will go through with my vision, so I'ma go hard until the end. A show weak rappers make me feel like I'm an alien. The way my mind whoops and bends.
Hey, you don't mess with me and my crew. We'll leave you feeling like you're the Olympics or the Tokyo Zoo. You'll jump around so much you get crisscross. And my crew is never whack because we stand strong. And we made a pact when I drop bombs.
Hi gamers and developers, welcome to another year of Coffee and Games. We are here today with João Santos and Vitor Cardoso. They're from Funcom. They'll be our first interview. If you guys want to introduce yourselves and your role at Funcom.
Okay, so hi, I'm João Santos. I'm a senior game designer at Funcom, and I do senior game design things, essentially.
Hi everyone, I'm Vitor Cardoso, I'm a level designer, and as the name implies, I do most levels and design stuff.
Okay. So here at Game Dev Technique, most of us are trying to get into game dev in the future. So if you guys would like to guide us in a short story about what made you guys go into games and what made you guys go into the current positions you're in, like what was the interest and how did you get there, basically?
So, I've always liked games as a kid, and honestly, I think that the point where I've always had interest in there was always the question of whether or not I would go to games, but the thing that eventually made me shift was I took a degree, went to unemployment, had plenty of time to play games, and then that's essentially then I said, okay, then I took a second degree actually here in Tugs as software engineer, and then that's when I went into games. Mm-hmm. And then once I joined ZPX, which was then part of Funcom to become Funcom ZPX, which is what we're part of now. There I started shifting more into the design because it was always my interest, was always what I actually like to do because I like thinking about how games work. I like thinking like how things work, how things connect to each other. So that's kind of where I went. So I joined then ZPX. I started working like as a program, but also as design for internal project. Then when we joined Funcom, I started working on Funcom projects. I worked on like Moons of Madness. I've worked on a bunch of stuff that was canceled, and I worked on Dune. And then and during that process, I went from essentially a game designer to a senior game designer, and that's kind of where I am right now.
Okay. When I finished high school, I was a bit undecided on what I wanted to do, and games had always been a passion, and I always thought, you know what, why not? Yeah. There must be some spot for me, and I studied abroad in the UK. I did a bachelor's in games development, which was essentially programming and lots of Unity, and I was feeling a tad bit like João said. I want to understand how games are made. I want to make the calls, not program. And then I took a master's in games design. From then I found a job at a startup in the UK. I was working with VR. From then I transitioned to mobile. And luckily or not, I was let go. And by the time I was let go, the Funcom was hiring for a junior level designer. And I was like, yep, that fits my role. I'll apply. I had no real idea I would land the job. Turned out I did. So yes, then I became a level designer, so medium level designer, and that's where I stand now.
Nice. Okay. So I'm gonna make some targeted questions. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna start with João. Yep. In your process of designing, have you ever come across a challenge where you have to change your process? Especially as a senior designer, I guess you have your design process that you're used to sometimes. Has there been a challenge that sometimes you had to break your process?
It's very much often. But it really depends on what you interpret by my process, because there really isn't a game design process. Like there is things you need to do. You need like to be able to write the documentation to share with the team and all that. But in terms of coming up to the actual design, there really isn't a process. It's understanding the problem, understanding where it fits in the game, understanding what the implications are, and then it's formalizing that to the team. So in terms of the process, honestly, like the thing that breaks the process most often is not having enough information to make the call, and then so it has been broken that way, that okay, I need to make a decision blind and then hope it works, and then if it doesn't, then okay, then we need to go back and redo it and redo it. So that's what breaking the process can mean to me, which is okay, it's not that the process changes, more okay, you are not able to follow your process the way you would like to, because and there's many reasons why that can happen. Sometimes like just there's some question that was raised, but there's miscommunication. Sometimes just you receive feedback, but you don't know where that feedback came from, because maybe it was like a player in the playtest and said, oh yeah, this sucks, and then like, but he praised it, but 90% people are praising it, but they're playing in a different way. I don't know, like, So yeah, it's never really broken. Like the process is very iterative. It's figure out, okay, it's looking at what needs to be done, how we get there. So there really isn't, there's formal process that we need to do as part of the job, but that changes every other week. So it's not even that's breaking it. So in terms of breaking the process, it never really breaks. It's always, okay, what's your goal, how you get there, and it's just the formalization of what's in your head. So as long as you can organize that is in your head, the process is never broken. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Vitor, so a question about how do you approach designing a level? How do you
In
go
general?
through that process? Yeah, in general.
Well, it depends a lot on the toolkit you're given and the conditions that are, implied for the level. Broadly, in the vast majority of cases, you would start with some grey boxing. If you're given the freedom to do whatever you want, which rarely happens, you'd start with some grey boxing, testing out stuff, figure out the metrics first. It's something I like. Whatever is a constant, I want to get them first so that I can adapt everything else in the process futurely. If you don't have the luxury of having a blank canvas, then like I said, pick up those constants, whether metrics, mechanics, objectives, breadcrumbings that's needed, enemies. What is the challenge you want to create? That's also an important thing. To be fair, it's one of the most important things. And if you don't have a clear idea of what you want to create, maybe take a few steps back and keep grey boxing until you find a sweet spot. It's not always that you're gonna land there because you know exactly what you want to make. Sometimes you just have an idea. Sometimes you have no ideas. But sometimes by experimenting, something will work, and you just follow up from then. It's not necessarily. It's like João said. It's a very iterative process. Every design, really, from levels to game to systems, whatever. As long as you're comfortable solving problems and you are agile, you will likely succeed. And then criticism, feedback, it's also necessary as well.
Okay. Following up your mention of Dune, both of you have worked on Dune, right?
Yeah.
Okay. A question I have, like, even last year we were talking about the game, and we were really excited. I have talked with a bunch of people about the books, the movie. How is it like working with something that already exists and having to design, because you want to match expectations of people, because people already have the book in their minds, now they have the movies. How do you match those expectations and design within those bounds?
Honestly, the design within the bounds, sometimes it's the most interesting part because, okay, we have these bounds, how do we work with or around the bounds is not really good experience, but okay, these are our boundaries, what can we do with these bounds, how can we develop something that fits this box, right? So, for instance, something that our creative director has often said is that when propose an idea, don't propose an idea because it's what the other games are making, propose the Dune version of that idea, right? So sometimes it's not, boundaries are not necessarily a bad thing. It's just you need to understand the boundaries. You need to understand why those boundaries exist. And working with IP is just a new boundary. And again, it's also room for opportunity because things that maybe you wouldn't do in another game, you would do in this one because, oh, this is how it would work on Dune. And so, again, meeting the expectation, that is always very tricky to answer because everyone has a different interpretation of what Dune is and what any IP is. So it's always, okay, what do people in general expect? What do they expect? How can we deliver on that fantasy? And who are we actually making the game for? Are we making for the super hardcore fans that know all the books and all the expanded universe? Are we making for the people who saw the movie maybe once? Are we making for the fans of the 1984 movie? So it's always like a bunch of questions. So meeting expectations often is not, we're going to meet everyone's expectation, is whose expectations are we trying to meet and working within those parameters.
Yeah. And one of the things João said, having the IP limits you in some ways and offers you some possibilities in others. And it will come across several times in level design. We mentioned having, the blank canvas, and this kind of goes all the way against what a blank canvas is. But there's a limit that you have to find and study for how much can you push the boundaries in when needed, and if you can't, how will you go around that issue, which will eventually be created. John pretty much summed it up. In general, yeah, you need to know the audience you're working with, or for in this case. You need to know how much of the IP needs to be integrated in each section that you create. In my case, I work on I don't know necessarily about drones, but I work on levels are confined things, you know. And there's only so much you can do, so much you can create, but sometimes you really have that idea that you really want to bring to life, and then it hits you with no, this is Dune. You can't make that. Or, wait, I didn't think of this because reasons, but Dune actually supports this. So
Yeah.
It's a delicate balance that you need to carefully maintain at all costs.
Another question that I have is, we are trying to teach people as best as we can to not only build portfolio but also get better at making games. I don't know if you guys have any tips of something that you wish you would have known when you started that could perhaps help us all.
I'm kind of a bad person to ask that. Because
No worries.
Because I've had the same job since forever, so it's things to know when you started.
It's always a hard question.
Yeah, I'll let him answer first if he has an
I'll
answer.
go. I was just at uni like 3 years ago or something. Yeah, around that. And I grew up a lot in regards to making games and working in games. And there's plenty of stuff I would have loved to have known back then, or at least gave the right importance to. One of them is, I don't know if you guys work as teams. As teams.
Yes.
Try to. It's important to know a bit of everything, but if you have like a thing you love, focus on that. Make yourself be good at that. No one's gonna hire you because you know a bit of 3D, a bit of programming, a bit of design. They want specialists, and if you want to work in the AAA industry, then you have to be a specialist. It will come with time that you're gonna know more about this and that, and maybe you will even fall in love with another thing within the industry and change, like Jerome did. But get good at something you're passionate for, and really nurture it, because you will be competing with a lot of people, and sometimes you don't need to reinvent the wheel. You just need to show that you can clearly make the wheel fit any car if needed, any type of wheel if needed. One thing I said was not making games with a lot of people back in the day when I was at uni. I should have done that. It would have saved me time in developing features or mechanics that it wasn't really necessary to be developed by me. Someone else could have made them. It doesn't really showcase anything special, right? Make use of stuff you find in markets and stuff that's already made. Especially, I'm speaking from a designer's point of view, right? If you're a designer, no one's really evaluating how well you implemented or coded something. They really want to know the bigger scope, or more intricate stuff, really. But it comes with the designs themselves, not necessarily if the 3D model is good, if the animations are there, if the VFX are amazing. Focus on something. Okay. That's really my advice for now. Not saying my best advice, but one of the, because it can get really difficult for you to concentrate and focus on one specific point of the game that you can really showcase as I made this to the best of my knowledge with full commitment.
Yeah.
So.
Thank you.
Yeah. So in the meantime, yes, I did come up with a few points. One of the points that is very relevant especially when working with teams, and is something that became more evident the more like I've worked, is just because two people have different opinion, it does not mean that either of them are wrong. And this is something that you need to understand. This is something you need to be working on, which is, yes, I disagree with you. This does not mean either of us is wrong. The thing is, how do we compromise? And sometimes the compromise is I'm in charge, so you're doing my way, right? But it is something that is very important, because especially like in more creative areas like design, on code is slightly different, though it's still very valid. It is, okay, we have very different interpretations of this. Does that mean that one of us is wrong or not? And often it isn't. It's just we have different interpretations, we have different priorities, we have different, I don't really want to say visions, but they have different interpretation of the vision. So it is important to understand that just because you disagree, it does not mean that either of you is wrong, and you need to learn how to work with that and around that, because that's how things get made as a team. Especially like because again, like if it's a group of friends, it's much easier to solve than if it's 500 people spread across like 3 continents or a dozen time zones. So you need to be able to take that into account and how to solve that. That is very important. The other point, it's also kind of related to what deliver, and the other is also much more like of a game design thing, which is something that, because there is a mistake, quote unquote, that especially like novice designers do, which is they focus on the mechanics. They come up with a really cool mechanic and they want to make a game with that mechanic. But then what ends up happening is that the game isn't interesting and they can't get wet. Why? Because in reality, people don't care about the mechanics, they care about the experience the game delivers. So when you design a game, and this is something that I started doing a lot more as I grow as a designer, is I focus less on the mechanics and more on the experience I want to deliver. So yes, you can have like a really cool, like Portal is a good example. Portal is like an amazing mechanic, but if you took it outside of Aperture Science, the game is a lot less interesting. Like if you play like the Portal prototype, it's nowhere near as good. It's also a student project, so it's never going to be as good. But like conceptually, it doesn't work as well because it's a bit silly and janky. But like you put like the all that experience of the science experience and GLaDOS and all the nonsense that Aperture is doing inside, and it's suddenly a lot more engaging. And that's something that is a real point. Like there's a reason like Assassin's Creed is so popular, despite frankly all the games being exactly the same, is that just exploring that time period is interesting. Yeah. So that is something that is often really important, is that the implementation is often less important than the experience you're delivering. So, which again, like you don't need to have every part perfect as long as every part fits together. Yeah. And that is also very important. It is know where to invest. What is important to the experience, where you need to invest, where you don't need to invest as much, and deliver a cohesive experience.
Okay. Thank you so much for your advice. We here at Game Dev Technique, we always work as teams. Mm-hmm. It's something that we really value. Mm-hmm. And speaking of teams, we are here today because of our coffee and games, and we had a jam happening this last week. And now I'm going to show you guys 2 of the games that we made during the jam. So let me just open up the games. So we have one of our games here that is called Ice Up. Yeah, you guys can use the controllers, I think. I'm not sure if this one is one on the PC, one on the controller, but we're going to check. Okay, so if you press start to join. Yep. Right, okay, so you can both play there. So you can change your character.
No, okay, so
yeah. And then you can ready up. Yep. So basically the goal of this game, you're gonna pick up those blocks of ice and you're trying to build the structure as high as possible. Okay, when you pick it. Yep.
No, I don't know how to pick up.
It's X, I think. Is it not?
No, it isn't.
for me.
No. Oh, R2.
Yeah. Oh, R2.
Yeah,
Okay.
because X is jump.
Okay.
Oh, this is...
It's R2, okay.
Okay, you're already building. Is this cooperative or competitive?
It's competitive, as you can see. Like, yeah,
Amazing.
each points. You're trying to build the highest structure possible. Yeah. So the team this year was Apocalypse. Was the team this year. This team, I think they're trying to go for probably. Oh, what happened? Oh, you died. Oh, you can dive. Oh.
I can die.
Yes. Okay. I hadn't killed myself yet in that game, so I didn't know if you'd die.
Please don't kill yourself. It's bad for your health. Wait, did you place it? I didn't place
I
it.
think so, yeah. It was on your tower. I don't think it really matters where you
So-
place it, as long as the
Yeah.
last one to place it. I did it all. I don't think so.
Wait, where did you? So it places itself after a while? I don't get it.
Maybe.
That was a nice
You have to
sketch.
press again. Yeah. Press again to place it. Yes.
It is not? Does height matter, or you just need to place it? No, you just need to place it, I think.
Oh, okay. Thought you were trying to make it higher.
Yeah. Good.
Nice.
There is surprising tactic to this, which is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If you try to grab it mid-air,
Yeah, try to grab the there, build around it, build to screw the other player.
there. Yeah.
See if it falls down. That would help a lot.
If you try to cage someone in, could also help. Get them stuck.
Sneak.
I think I already placed it. It's very easy because you can pick up and place with the same button. It's very easy to mistakenly
Mhm.
place. Oh, not having.
Oh!
Okay, there's
Okay.
global
Oh,
warming
there's
going
some-
on.
oh,
Now,
nice,
okay.
nice.
Yeah, that should have happened a lot sooner.
Okay, interesting. So you're definitely trying to build up or you drown.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I think oh no, I'm still alive. Just can't see
Oh,
myself.
we both
If you
died.
both die, it ends.
Okay.
Okay,
Makes
so
sense.
yeah, so this game fits the apocalypse theme by by showing us how global warming causes rising water
Oh, I can
and death
steal
of the
from you.
species, right?
You could
We
still
have, yeah, that's why we have a polar bear, a penguin, and a
Can you?
seal, maybe? I think
Yeah,
it's
you
a
can steal
seal.
it.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's a walrus.
So, what are you guys thinking of this game?
Like, took a while to get the graphics, but now that I do, it's actually surprisingly effective. It's like a chaotic multiplayer game. Like, it's not well balanced, I will say that.
Totally. I also think it doesn't have an end. At least it doesn't seem like it.
Yeah, because it kept,
Because you both died and
And
the
it's
points
reset.
still
yeah.
are the same, so yeah.
And the level reset. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
how long did you have to make the game?
So they had a week to make the game.
How many people were there?
This
14.
team, if not mistaken, three people. Yeah, 3 people.
And how much of the stuff is it's third party?
Not sure. Only the water.
They
Okay.
made- they
We
made-
have
they
one,
made the
one of
characters?
one of the people. Yeah, they made the characters.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Well done.
These are very high quality cards, I will say that for a gem.
Yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
it's really cute. I was seeing their chat and their development of the game, and the characters are really cute.
Yeah.
I'm gonna shout out the team. So the team was Tommaso Oliveira, which he is here, Madalena Mota, and Martin Oriol, and they all worked on this game for a week. I think we probably should change game, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, to make sure.
I will
Okay.
give one piece of feedback here, which is to
Yes.
give a shadow to the character so I actually know where I am standing.
Yeah, makes sense.
Give a shout out to the character. If possible, allow. Well, this is just the one camera. If you would do a split screen or something,
Yeah.
at least allow me to control the camera too, because it gets really tricky to figure
to
some
see.
depth. You know.
Yeah, and there's also like stuff like you should like have the outline when there's behind like
Mhm.
the
Yeah,
Yeah,
makes
yeah.
sense. Yeah.
But for a week,
Yeah.
congrats.
For a
yeah.
week, this is
Yeah.
surprisingly
Very
I
well
don't know.
structured and
Yes.
complete. Like you
Yeah.
can see it's not balanced.
yes.
Yeah. Of
And
course.
you went with the first. There was no time to change the idea because one of the things I feel is the scoring is kind of useless.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you know maybe you had the idea of getting as high as possible.
Yeah.
And the scoring was just there for a reason. Often you don't need
Yeah,
Stuff
but you
for a
can
reason.
even simplify it, like if you ever played
Yeah.
3 lives or less one life.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the challenge within you're both constructing something
Mm-hmm.
that you have to simultaneously cooperate whilst also trying to trick the other the other player into falling into the water. It's a very nice concept, and plus the
It might work better in 2D. I will also say that, but that's just me thinking out loud.
what sorry
In 2D because you can see better out to build the platforms and it's more consistent on the platform
Mm.
building.
I think it would fall a lot on the Tetris vibes.
Yes, it would. It would be very. What's the name of the other
Not
game?
that strong.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
one we have at the
Yeah,
studio.
that's the
I don't know. I don't play it.
Tricky Towers.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, it reminds me a lot of Tricky Towers in that regard. Well, this would be interesting, like a Tricky Towers when we were actually like playing and climbing.
Mhm.
That would be interesting. Oh yeah, but yeah,
With
it
some
is
balancing, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would
a balancing review of the scoring system, a few tricks and quality of life. Yeah, like it's a cool it's a cool game, like it's a cool party game. Yes.
Yeah.
And of course, you can always implement stuff that will alter the loop. Because
Mm.
currently, you know, it's meant to be difficult, but it really isn't now. That we're
Yeah.
just casually staying here and grabbing stuff in place.
Yeah, the water rises too slow.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
there's just a bunch of things you can do to make it more difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then
We can share ideas after.
Yeah.
I don't want to just shout some and then they don't fit because I didn't have time to think.
like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, totally. Okay, so I'm gonna switch the game now.
Yeah.
So I can see you guys are enjoying
Yeah, we're
yourselves.
just
So
jumping around. Yeah.
as always, guys, these games are on itch.io. So if you guys want to have as much fun and you guys want to play again, go for it. Okay, let me just switch the game. For this one. Yep. Okay, so this you guys can also play, both of you. Just press start, choose play. Okay. Yep. Join. You can change your character.
Oh, the sensitivity on this is not
Great. Yeah. Maybe you could perhaps use the heralds. I don't know.
it's fine.
You can use the axe.
Yeah.
Which one did you go with? This
That one, yes.
Okay, I'll just go with the hot stuff.
You can ready up. Yeah, and then start to begin. And then X is to speed up, and R2 it's back away.
Oh, tank controls. Okay.
Wait, how do I?
how do I
So
fire?
X
How about
for
this stuff?
speeding.
Yeah. How do I fire?
The fire is this one.
No, it isn't.
It's not. It's pretty sure.
I
it
died.
was. Oh yeah,
How do I respond? I
Uh,
don't.
You died. Where am I?
you're
Okay.
this one.
Ah, I can't see.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
I'm gonna move
Okay.
this there.
Yes,
maybe.
round on round, not a great art
Yeah.
direction, I will say that.
Mm.
Yeah.
But I
So
can
it's-
move.
Perhaps.
Which art?
Yeah, here it's X to move.
Oh yeah, X.
What?
But
which
you're
one
but
is
you're
that?
not taking damage.
Yeah,
no.
weird. Okay, let's
Yeah.
start the game up again.
Yep.
See
Restart.
what happens.
Fixing those bugs.
Yeah,
I think
I
it's-
press start and I think it will make
Let
it
me
worse.
see. Okay. So you can always just change the controller for another controller maybe. Let me see.
Yeah, this one was working fine for the other game.
Okay.
Let me see if I can control it.
Yeah, now
So here it's working, right?
no, I cannot control it.
Okay, so player one works.
Yeah,
I'm
two-
playing now, and I
Oh,
can
okay.
see. And I'm moving around.
Yeah, so I'll let you play.
First.
Yeah, we'll.
This is an arena.
Okay.
Right?
So probably the control support is not working well because only one player can play. So this is probably an apocalypse. So it's based on Mad Max.
Yes.
Okay.
I like how the
That's-
theme is
What?
literally Mad
Mad Max. Yeah.
Yeah, because I was gonna say it does resemble a lot like Mad Max.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the team behind this game
Is
was
that?
Sara
No, I didn't
Max,
do anything.
Sam Costa, Sebastião Carvalho. They used Unity to make this game.
Yeah, I think it crashed or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, go and
Yeah,
play it.
something weird.
Yeah, it's
happened.
crashed. Weird. Okay.
We can do it single player if you want.
Yeah,
Uh,
perhaps.
You can join first.
Oh, okay. That's why we were
Okay.
trying it. So that's one of the person behind the game. Okay. Need to start this up again.
I don't know if you shared it with us. or if I just forgot. What was the Gems theme?
The Genesis was Apocalypse.
Apocalypse. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's probably why they went for Mad Max.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How do I fire? Oh,
Circle.
Yeah, circle. Yeah,
No, it isn't.
it's not.
It should be. Mine was.
Yeah, should be.
Nope, that also didn't work and I died.
Okay, so
Now I'm
yeah,
representing
it's very broken,
Yes, it is very broken.
as you guys can see.
Yeah, maybe it worked with that, but it did not work
Yeah.
with this one.
So definitely the previous one was.
It was more
important.
stable, I will say that. Yeah, again, this one is difficult. Like it's an arena combat. If it worked, maybe it was fun, but it doesn't work, so it's really hard to
Yeah.
judge.
Yeah, I think one thing you pointed out well was that the contrast between the characters and the background.
Yeah.
And especially the brown bike.
Yeah.
Yeah, was not the greatest. Okay,
Yeah.
so do we still have a little bit of time? Yep. So I'm gonna, if anyone in the audience has any questions, you can answer some questions. Everyone fine? Okay. Alessandra.
Hi, do you have any tools you prefer to use, either while doing game design or level design, like for either brainstorming or?
I can tell you the tools we use, but I don't know how access they are. Like, because obviously for level design is using Unreal because the game is made in Unreal. For like a lot of like design stuff, and not just for design team, but a lot of teams use Miro because that allows you to create like essential whiteboards online and stuff like that. I don't know if I think there's a free version as well. Not sure.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, like we use often on Miro, but beyond that, not really. Most of my tools are Word and PowerPoint.
Okay.
So because again, it also depends on your ability to create. Again, for design specifically, it very much depends on your ability to create the ideas in your head. So I often have like just a notepad and I take notes, and sometimes the notes are completely random if you have no idea what I'm looking at. But mostly the tools I use are not like for coming up with the design, it's for formalizing that design.
Yeah.
But yes, you can use whatever tools you're more comfortable with. For some people use Post-it notes, some people use, again, Miro. There's tools specifically for that. Some people use them, some people don't. And it also depends the type of design you do. Like I'm more systems design, so sometimes I'm just more thinking how things together. So frankly, one of my most useful tools is just playing other games, for example. But yeah, like there are no really hard tools that are used. So it's not the tools that are going to make you good at the job. It's just how you need to know how to use the tools you have and to make the most of them. So it is very difficult to say, oh, what tools do you recommend? I don't. Use the tools that you feel comfortable with.
Yeah, that will often work. One of the things I do for level design, first I approach what kind of, like I said, the restrictions I have for the level, if I have complete freedom, if I have to do something specific, if I'm in the middle. One of the things I like to use, like Miro or some other stuff, just to paste on some references. I like to look at things and visualize my ideas coming to life. So, have some images, have some notes taken and written next to them. Then it really depends if I jump straight into the engine because I have to use specific amount of assets to create that level. If I have more freedom and I can start pen and paper, if I'm feeling like it. Sometimes I'm not, and I'll just go and use gray boxing straight because I just want to rush for the idea, see if it works. It's not often ideal, but at times it will happen. You'll have a spark of creativity, and do let it ignite. Don't get stuck to tools and procedures all the time. They will often, not often. It's a bad word. Sometimes they will impair you from letting your vision strike. And this is a very creative industry. We tend to be creative people, so we need to let that creativity spark. It's a muscle that you train, right? So if you train it and it wants to behave as such as trained, let it do its thing. Just if you feel like jumping into the engine, start placing stuff around, see if it works. Great. And also, just because you had a great idea, it doesn't mean it will work. Often those creative sparks just ignite, and I go in and do something. I feel it's amazing, and I test it, and it's like, no, this is crap. I'll ditch it. Let's go back to, take a step back and do things the right way. And often, it will work. So it's a balance, and in regards to the tools, like João said, work with whatever fits your purpose and fits you best.
Thank you. If No one else has any questions?
Yeah.
Question?
So, people typically say that the designer always makes the game harder than they think that it is. So, how do you bridge that? How do you balance between making the game hard for the players or the difficult amount that you desire, but you can still feel that, yeah.
Playtesting. It's
Yeah.
it's essential, and not just you. What you said is very true. We know the game. We often make things that we want to feel are challenging. One of the issues I have that I'm working on is not treat every piece of every. I'm trying not to disclose a lot of what I do. every little level you do, don't treat it like it's the final encounter, most special thing ever. Players will just stop and fall in love and write comments on whatever they see play. No, they often just complete it, get past it, just want to loot or kill the enemies or whatever. And coming up with an experience that will entertain the player for either a certain amount of time or provide them a certain level of challenge is hard. So you need to test with other people. You will often become very good at what you're doing, like playing the game, because you place the enemies, you know where they're coming from. You know exactly what's the best cover placement. You can maybe just go around the level, pick the loot. Players will discover that too. But to deliver the experience you want to deliver to players, show it to players. Make it with players. And players in this case will be your colleagues who haven't seen it. From other departments too. Don't just go ask your fellow level designer, hey, can you test this? And he just aces it because, he's also a level designer. Go and ask someone from 3D. Go and ask someone from HR. Hey, can you come and play this? If you're into it, just see how it works. And you see, oh, they're such noobs. Maybe I just need to make this a bit easier. Or, oh, that was actually not what I expected. I aced it too. So it's a balance of feedback and implementing that feedback and adjusting.
Yeah, and it's not just like you being, again, there's a very big component of you just knowing the game so well, know how everything works, where everything is. So yeah, like the recommendation is, if you think a game is balanced, it is because it is way too hard. So yeah, because again, like such news, like it is something that I keep getting like amazed at, to the point that I'm pretty sure if I made an empty room with a big red button in the center and an arrow pointed to it, there would still be people who wouldn't know what to do. So, and you need to take that into account. You're not making the game for you, generally, but generally you're not making the game for you. So you need to take into account that, yes, your experience sometimes doesn't matter. And sometimes it's just like the players will do things you never considered. Like I remember like on the first closed beta that they did with Dune, players would come up with solutions that in 3 years we never thought of. So I'm like, oh, yeah, of course you would do that. Why wouldn't you do that? So yeah, and it is, again, so yes, play test, act on the feedback. There really isn't any other way, because you simply cannot have the vision to understand everything that's going on. Like as a personal point, like I know that one of my is that I tend to overcomplicate things. So the amount of things I did something that, okay, I play, okay, this works really well. And then I realize players simply don't even know it exists. So, okay, so this is pointless because it can be a great system, but people don't know it exists. So they're not using it, so they cannot progress. So yeah, it is very much a play test. Ask whoever you can, ask your dog if he can play it. And yeah, you just need to play test and act on the feedback. There really is no other way.
And also, let me just say, don't ignore anyone's feedback or anyone's playtest, because sometimes you're tired and you just asked your friend to play this and then you broke the game, you found a way. Don't overlook it. Maybe you're tired, just put it in the backlog of things you have to do. Revisit it once you feel like revisiting it. But just if you see one person making something that goes against what you intended, imagine those that will make it without you even noticing. So might as well just fix it and don't pretend you didn't see it, because the only one that's going to be prejudiced is you.
Yeah. And but another note is that sometimes the feedback you get is not the actual problem. That's also something very important, something that you as a designer need to really develop as a skill, which is being able to understand the feedback. Because sometimes the feedback you have, because the player will say, oh, this sucks. And then you look at it and go, okay, you can fix that, but then the game still sucks. And then, no, because the problem wasn't that. The problem was there was a system 3 steps over that was causing an issue that caused this to suck, because it requires the player to use that in a way that wasn't the intended way. So often it's not so much what feedback is, but what the implications of that feedback are. So it's not just, okay, this sucked, and you go fix that problem. It's, okay, why does this suck? What is causing this to suck? What is actually important here? So yeah, it's play test, look at the feedback, understand the feedback, and that is very important. You cannot always take the feedback literally. In general, just, okay, let's address the problems, where they make sense, how they make sense. And sometimes there's a thing, sometimes it's okay if that person thinks that part sucks. You need to understand your audience. So if a player that is not your audience say this sucks, you can go, yeah, I expected you to not like it, that's fine. Like a problem I've had, like when I work, is that the feature was really cool, but specific people didn't understand it because they want to target audience. And like, yes, I know you don't like it. You're not supposed to. But that's an argument that then keeps coming back, right? That, yes, I know. You're not supposed to. So yeah, it's really understanding the game you want to make, understanding your audience, understanding what they mean with their feedback. And yes, never ignore any feedback. Even if it's someone that doesn't like the game, who is not target audience, never ignore their feedback. Because sometimes you go, oh, I could fix this and make the game appeal to more people. So it really is feedback, playtest, listen to the feedback, understand the feedback, act on the feedback in the way that makes sense. That's it.
Thank you so much. We can wrap up. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you for all your advice. Thank you for testing our games. I see you guys really like the ice one. So just a reminder, you guys can go play it on itch.io. So thank you so much for coming, and we'll be back with another interview. See you later.
If I resign from my position, I know nobody will go through with my vision, so I'ma go hard until the end. A show weak, rappers make me feel like I'm an alien. The way my mind whoops and bends.
Hey, you don't mess with me and my crew. We'll leave you feeling like you're the Olympics or the Tokyo Zoo. You'll jump around so much you get crisscross. And my crew is never whacked because we stand strong. And we made a pact when I drop on.
If I resign from my position, I know nobody will go through with my vision, so I'ma go hard until the end. A show weak, rappers make me feel like I'm an alien. The way my mind whoops and bends.
Hey, you don't mess with me and my crew. We'll leave you feeling like you're at the Olympics or the Tokyo Zoo. You'll jump around so much you get crisscrossed. And my crew is never whacked because we stand strong. And we made a pact when I drop bombs.
Welcome back, gamers and developers. We are continuing our coffee and games. We're just telling people to shush so you guys can hear us right. Okay, so starting. Here we have Gonçalo and Mikael here with me. They're from Funcom. I will let you guys introduce what you do at Funcom if you want to start.
Right. My name is Gonçalo. I've been at Funcom for almost 5 years now as a gameplay programmer. Yeah.
And I'm Mikael. I'm shy of 2 years at Funcom, and I'm a technical artist.
Okay, so I think something we always like to start here is basically, I think you guys heard on the other interview,
Yeah.
it's kind of get to know your journey. What made you fall in love with games? What made you decide, no, I want to make games? And how did you get here, basically?
Yeah. For me, I always liked playing games as a kid. And in school, I slowly transitioned into, I guess, more technical disciplines, and then decided to take computer science before I knew that I wanted to make games. I hadn't really thought about it that much. And then in my junior year in college, which was right here as well, I tried a Python game framework, which is Pygame.
Mm-hmm.
And I really liked it. I liked the process. I liked doing it. And then I kind of decided that I wanted to make games from there. Then I did a lot of side projects during university. And then one day I applied at Funcom and they accepted me. And that was pretty much it.
For me, it was the turning point. As any kid, I also like to play games. Wasn't allowed to most of the time, but I did really like them. But the moment I realized that this is something special is when I played Minecraft, and the freedom of that world caused me to. I wanted to let other people feel the same feeling. So I started looking up who even makes games. I didn't even realize people were making them, and decided that 3D modeling was the thing for me. I was most interested in making the world itself. It was a lot of studying just at home, just modeling on my computer for a long time until it got to some sort of level where I could be hireable. I got hired in 2017 in a mobile game development studio in Moscow, and worked there for 4 years. But realized I'm not really an artisan. I was still being drawn by the precision of code, and I was trying my hand constantly at transitioning to a programmer, which didn't really work out, but I found the middle ground, and technical art that is. I applied as a technical artist position in Funcom. I left my 3D artist job and took another 1.5 years to brush up the technical skills to actually become a technical artist, and then got hired to Funcom.
Okay, so thank you for showing us our journeys. I think a lot of people here, some of us have started our own journeys, and some people are dreaming of it, so it's always nice to hear how people started. So I have now more targeted questions. First, starting with you, Gonçalo. Something that we hear in our group, not necessarily struggle, but people sometimes get confused on what languages to learn, what program should I be using, what is the best thing that I should be, because I know how to use this game engine, so I'm gonna get hired faster. Do you think there's some skills, not skills necessarily, but programming languages or programs that people should be focusing on?
Yeah, I would say there's definitely maybe a subset of programming languages that are important to learn, but within those subsets, I think it's just most important that you pick the one that you're comfortable with the best, that you can be the most creative and feel free with. I would say, like, if you use Unreal, C++ is an option. It's also like widely adopted. If you're more into Unity, C# is an option. So I would say those two are probably the main options for people who want to get into programming.
Mm-hmm.
But within those options and the other options that maybe the engines allow, just pick the one that you feel comfortable with, that you can get to learn how to use faster. And because you can always learn something else.
So not focus on what this is going to bring, but how I'm enjoying myself right now in learning this language.
Yeah, I would say, like, it's more valuable to just get yourself used to and comfortable with using a tool, and then a lot of using that will transition even if you decide to use another tool or another programming language. So
So you heard it here. Make yourself comfortable. Mikael, one question that I have is, as a technical artist, you kind of breach that gap between vision and execution, sometimes artistic vision and the execution. Have you ever found yourself with, like, some problem where I would say maybe the vision and the execution is not as obvious, or something like that?
Oh yeah, for sure, all the time. We actually reside somewhere in the middle of a lot of different teams and disciplines. Routinely talk with programmers, designers, artists, and audio people, like, you name it. And very often you have to deal with what all the teams want and what they can actually get. And we often, even one of my tasks at work I was doing literally a month ago, designers want a specific feel. They want the gameplay to, like, when you do this, it should do that, and it should feel like this. But then the art director is like, no, that looks horrible. We need this to look like this. But then the design struggles, and you have to kind of just try to think of the best possible meeting point for the needs. And very often it's not amazing, it's not like beautiful as you imagined, as you could have done, but it does the job. It makes the game work, and as a technical artist, that's part of your job sometimes. Yeah.
Basically being a glue, trying to
Yeah.
hold everything together.
Yeah.
So another question I have for you, Gonçalo, is if you ever had to balance the constraints of a game engine with something that was supposed to work. There's something where you have to, okay, this does not work here, I'm gonna have to make it work.
I mean, that's kind of our day-to-day job at Funcom right now. Because we're using Unreal Engine. We're currently using Unreal Engine 5, and I mean, we're really stretching the limits of the engine, and there are a lot of things that our engine programmers at Funcom have to do to make the things we want possible, or maybe a more limited version of what we need. I'm not on the engine team. I'm on the gameplay team. We don't have to deal with that as much, but on the engine side, that is something that they have to deal with a lot, because we kind of have to work around Unreal and stretch it in some ways that it wasn't meant to be stretched sometimes. And and then on the gameplay side, sometimes we have like a performance team that evaluates the performance cost of all the systems in the game occasionally and whatnot. Sometimes they poke you about parts of your system that need to be made a bit more optimized, or they're being too costly, and sometimes you have to make a simpler version of that, or just really try to focus on how you can optimize the things that you're trying to do.
Performance is something that we also struggle a lot of times, especially we're working on a project with it's a simulator, so performance issues is our main issue. So I get that. If you want to talk a little bit more about your process and being a gameplay programmer, what is like your daily day? What do you do? Like really, like actually?
Right. Well, I mean, so I guess the first step for the work that I do is whenever designers request work to be done, I go over that with them. Sometimes the designers think that what they're asking for is a really simple thing, and then it's not. Sometimes designers think that the thing that they're asking for is a bit complicated, but it's actually simple. So there are those expectations that you have to manage. Sometimes there are things that specific situations that they haven't really thought of, and you have to ask them, okay, like in this specific, like probably rare situation that is unlikely to happen, or is going to happen to few people, what is supposed to happen? What is supposed to be the behavior? How is that supposed to materialize? And sometimes the thing that they're asking for is a bit complicated or costly, and you have to try to negotiate maybe a simpler, more constrained version of what they want. To keep things simple. And so that's the first part, I would say. And then the second part is figuring out how to actually make the system. Sometimes when the features are a bit bigger, we tend to do a sort of a technical design document where we outline what we are going to do, the things that we are going to do, how we are going to reuse or change the things that are already there, what we are going to add new. And then we have to execute on that and do that. After it's done, we do peer reviews. So other programmers have to take a look at all the things that we did, understand what it does, and see if there could be any issues, or if there are things that should be structured differently. And then once all that's approved, we can finally do the thing and make the game work.
Actually make it work. Thank you. Mikhail, another question I have for you. You have talked about taking those breaks to kind of build up your skill and build portfolio technically. Do you have any tips for that? Things if people should focus in what they like, or they should also look, this company kind of likes this stuff, should I focus more on that? It's like a tricky balance.
Well, if you're really aiming at working in a specific place, then this is something that a lot of people say, is that you should tailor your portfolio to that place and what they usually make. but honestly, I think in general that's just not a very good way of doing it. You're just severely limiting your possibilities. You might be very rosy-eyed about specific studios because they make amazing games, but honestly, working on a game is different from playing that game, and you might have just an amazing time working on a slew of other games you have no idea about at that moment. And I would say just make stuff that you want to make it so good that people just cannot pass it by, and you're bound to be hired. And there you will realize better, okay, maybe this is not quite what I had in mind, and you can talk to them. Maybe you can move sideways a little bit in the studio, or if not, just like me, I left and said, you know what, I want to be more technical, and I didn't have this opportunity in that studio, so I just left to find another one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So focusing on more the enjoyment out of it. Getting.
Yeah, you
as good
will.
as possible.
You will definitely not. There will be a lot of rough moments in the beginning. You're not going to enjoy a lot of the just absolute head hurting moments you go through. But as you go through them, eventually you start to notice how they become less frequent, and you're less interrupted by the process. You're like, okay, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this. And this starts to happen, and you start to really enjoy it when that becomes available. But that takes years, so you have to be in for the ride.
Yeah, push through those moments so we can get to the good part. Yeah. So talking about like pursuing that happiness and your passion, a question I have for both of you: what do you find right now is most rewarding in the position you are in? Hard question.
I mean, I guess I can go first.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah, go first.
Sure. I'm a pretty sociable person, so I love the idea that I get to work with artists and programmers and everybody, and learn a little bit from every discipline and how it's done. Just like game development in general, and so this is one of the reasons I transitioned to this role. But also a really awesome thing about it is making numbers into nice, awesome visuals that people see, and they just go, oh yeah, this is what I had in mind. When they like ask you for something, like, can you make this specific thing light up like that?
Yeah.
But only when in these conditions and in this specific pattern, and you throw down some multiplies and some adds and some subtracts, and they're like, you see their mind is blown, and that is amazing. I love it. I enjoy that moment all the time.
Yeah, I think the reaction from people, being not only people that you're working with, but even when you get to showcase the game, is something that we here all appreciate. Is something really fun. Just getting to a meeting and I made this work.
Yeah.
Look at it.
Yeah.
It's always fun. Or getting people to play our games and people being like, oh, this is nice.
Yeah.
That is nice for us. So I get you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I would say the same thing, but applied to what I'm doing. Like when I'm doing a feature, and I finally get it to work, and I can share it with the other people on my team, and then see it in the game. That's really cool. Also, sometimes I have to do things that's not really for the game, but for designers to be able to make something faster or easier, and I also enjoy that. Sometimes I can make it so that they spend less time on something, or if we figure out that something isn't working the way that they set up, they can quickly set it up in another way.
Yeah.
I also enjoy that. Yeah, I would say those two things.
I wanna, if I can,
Okay.
I want to add. This is also a big one for me. I didn't mention it, but technical artists don't just do visual stuff. We also the technical art is very wide, really. At this point, it should probably start splintering into like subcategories. But I also make tools for artists to dress levels, and when I make something that they can use, and it saves them thousands of hours over the course of development, and they're really thankful. They're like, oh dude, this is we with this we can do our job 50%, 100% more effectively. You just light up inside. It's really satisfying.
Yeah, it's a very interesting part of the process, especially for people that only play games and don't make them. How much goes behind the scenes for things to go smoothly. So this looks great because there was a lot of things that are not physical. You cannot see them technically in the game, but they were really special along the way. So
exactly.
Thank you so much. And now I think we're gonna play some games. First, I'm gonna start with a game that is very special to us here, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because here at Game Dev Technique, we mostly make games, but we have a project, a really big project, that is a game engine. It's called Cubes. They're making this game engine, which is based on voxels. So they have been working hard. They have made some little prototypes and stuff like that, but they finally this year they actually participated in the jam using that engine. So I'm gonna show you guys. They are really proud of this game, and I was playing it earlier, and it's really fun. So it's really nice to see that finally.
I mean, regardless of the state, like being able to make a game in the game jam using your own engine is already really cool.
Yeah.
So props to whoever did that.
Yeah, there's one of them there.
Nice.
Okay, so it's 2 players. You guys can use the controllers. Oh, sorry. I have to stream it. I forgot about that. Okay, now it's, yep, okay, it's working. So basically your goal is, so this is a tower defense game, but it's 3D. So you can go to boxes and cars and beat them.
With what?
What is the control to beat them? It's X probably, maybe?
Well, for me it was the A.
A, so maybe X?
Yeah, for me it's
Okay,
X.
yeah. So you can break stuff and you can then mount them on top of each other, and based on what you combine, you make things different. For example, if you put that on top of that and then you grab the hammer and you beat it, you make this barricade.
Oh, that's a hammer.
Yeah,
I don't get the hammer.
No, there's only one hammer, I think.
It got dark.
So you go grab materials and he beats them up.
Okay, you put stuff down. I'll start beating it.
Yeah, now it's going to start to get dark, so the
Oh
zombies
my
are
God.
coming. Yeah, so you're probably gonna die, but basically you can mix things up. So the car gives you metal plates, and if you put 3 metal plates on top of each other and you beat it with a hammer, you build a turret.
Okay.
Okay, this
I
is
got deaded.
Yeah, you're probably gonna get killed too.
I'm going to. I don't know. I can't.
So if you want to survive, you probably should go get that hammer.
Yeah, it's.
I can't beat them with the hammer, right?
No, you cannot. I tried.
Oh, I tried that too. Whoever didn't
this
give
the
the
hammer?
hammer the ability to kill zombies is a bad person.
Where did you die, Mikael? Where's the
Right here. Right, go down to the car. There's a car here.
Oh yeah,
right there.
hammer.
Okay.
So maybe beat up the car. The car is gonna give you metal.
Oh, the car gives me metal?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
And three
You
plates
get
of metal build a turret, and if you beat with a hammer one of plate of
Oh.
metal, it gives you
Okay.
bullets that you can put on that turret.
Okay. Well, now we know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go make some turrets.
Okay, I can pile wood,
Yeah.
I guess.
if you put
Do that.
Until a certain amount.
yeah, if you
Okay.
go beat it with a hammer, the wood builds basically barricades, so the zombies is gonna spend some time trying to destroy that. So it's important to have it at the
Put
entrance.
it down. Yeah, I'll beat it.
Yeah, it builds a little barricade.
Okay.
Some more. I didn't. What was the recipe for the turret?
It's 3 pieces of metal. It builds
Okay.
the turret, and then you need to beat 1 piece of metal to put bullets in it.
Okay.
It creates bullets.
Can you bring some more metal, please?
Yes.
This is.
Can I break the car with the...
I'm getting addicted.
With a hammer, yeah.
Hold on.
You can also break it with your own.
My Minecraft
Yeah, those are the
muscles
bullets.
Okay,
are
those are
going
bullets.
full swing.
Yeah.
No, beat it again.
I need more. I need to beat it more.
You need to beat it once because you beat it twice. Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
Yeah. Two.
And one more. Get another.
Yeah, there's more cars down there.
There's another one there.
Oh yeah.
Nice. That should be fine.
My job is just beating shit up.
Well, I mean,
You can go build the turret because you have the hammer.
oh yeah, come back to the entrance of the road and
Yeah.
build the turret.
If you beat that up, it's gonna build the turret.
Whack the metal.
Yep.
Woohoo.
And now you need some bullets in it.
Yeah, put that down.
Oh
so
right.
that- Yeah, I just have to beat that. Boom.
Nice.
And then you can put bullets in it.
Teamwork.
Yep. And now it has bullets.
Which way is it facing though?
Sure. I think probably it's one of those that rotates. Yeah, it
Okay.
rotates. Okay. So
Thankfully.
yeah.
Now we just have to build more stuff around the.
Yeah, you can
Is
build
there-
more turrets.
Is there more recipes?
I think it's one wood and one metal that gives something else. No, 2 woods, 1 metal
2 woods, 1 metal. Let's
gives
try.
you what? Stronger fence. Okay.
Oh yeah, let's go. Of course.
Okay.
Can you move the fence after you made it?
I don't think so.
You can break it back down into components.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I shouldn't have put it here then.
So it starts to get nighttime. So the zombies.
Okay.
This one is pretty straightforward with the apocalypse team. It's a zombie apocalypse.
Yeah. We know how that works. Okay. Can you whack it? Where's the hammer?
It's. I'm gonna go get it.
Yeah, get it. I'll build the metal barricades.
Okay. What do I beat?
The stuff that's around the turret, the barricades. Yeah.
Okay, the
Oh,
zombies are
nice.
still not around.
There's no way zombies
Maybe
are
they
getting
just-
in.
Yeah, maybe they just slept in.
I mean, look at that. It's beautiful.
Aha!
The turret has started moving. Oh yes.
Boom.
That zombie.
Maybe we should make another one.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
What is that? What?
He got in. You guys have like little holes on the side. They
Oh my god.
thankfully it killed him.
I mean,
Honestly,
they could
I
respect
was
the rules of the road.
I was thinking zombies can't use sidewalks, but okay.
They can. And those coins work as vending machines, right?
Oh.
Yeah. You can use in the vending machine to buy materials.
I was
basically.
expecting the zombies to be polite and respect the
Yes,
rules.
yes. Zombies are supposed to behave like cars.
Yes.
No sidewalks.
No sidewalks.
Where's the hammer? Can you walk the? Can you? Oh sh. Whack the fence that I put down on the sidewalk.
There's a zombie there.
It's destroying. Oh no! Oh no!
Oh, no way.
Ah!
Oh shit.
Ah.
Crap.
Wait, I undid the fence?
You destroyed this one.
Okay,
No, Gonzalo, you
How
were
about
trying to
this
kill
one?
us?
bro.
Where's the? Okay, I'm
Come here.
dead.
Yeah. Oh, dead.
If I wait, will the zombie die or do I need to kill it somehow?
Yeah, I think you need to kill it. I
The
don't
turret
think it
ran
goes
out
away.
of ammo. Try to whack the.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was playing it earlier and I just ran for I don't know how
You're
much
not supposed to
time,
run
and-
from your problem.
What happened to the bullets? They
Yeah,
disappeared.
you need more bullets.
But I made some bullets.
Oh,
So
where are the
what?
bullets? Yeah.
What?
Oh my
What the
god.
hell?
What do you mean?
So
That's not how zombies work.
Yeah.
in this universe,
Oh
they
my
do.
God.
Yeah. Got some bullets. Just grab the bullets and run.
Ah.
I promise I didn't abandon you. Okay.
Okay, nice.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Dead.
Is this a coin? Okay.
Yeah, you can. Put
How
it.
does he birth me back?
I don't know. It does not.
More bullets.
He does not. Okay, you're forever alone, man.
More bullets.
Oh, you're gonna die.
Just embrace the sweet death.
Sweet death.
Yeah.
Never give up. Wait, okay, the third's. Oh, wait, the third's gone. Shit.
Yeah,
They ate the tower. Man, they are hungry.
yeah. These zombies eat everything.
I mean, they have so much like wood and metal to eat. Can't they just eat that instead of eating me?
True.
Get in a car. Go away.
I only know how to destroy cars, not how to drive them.
That's the problem, right?
Oh, I'm just going to accept my fate.
Just get killed by the zombies.
Nice.
It's a new dawn. So, what did you guys think?
I'm genuinely impressed. I think the game is really cool, and the fact that it was made like if this had been made in like Unity, it would have been really cool. But the fact that this was made in like a custom engine is
Yeah.
even cooler. And
Great job.
yeah, great job.
It didn't break. That's amazing.
Yeah, it didn't really have any bugs
Didn't
unless
cause any bugs. Unless zombies eating.
Yeah, unless the zombies weren't supposed to eat the bullets. But sure, if
Were
you tell
they?
me that's if you tell me
They are
that's a feature, I'll believe you.
It's a feature.
Yeah, okay.
So yeah, we're super proud of them, and it's an open source project, right? So we also have people who are not part of Game Dev Technique working on it, and so people at home, go check Kubus out, go support these guys, and it's really nice, and we can wait to have a Kubus Jam in the future when they have full UI working.
But guys, real-time global elimination, okay? Without
Yes,
that,
that's what this game needs.
yes. It's generally good. Yes, it's it's lit, but it has no reflections yet, right?
Yep. Nope.
Okay. Still, it's amazing. I applaud.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Round of applause for Kubus. Thank you so much. I'm gonna put up another game.
How many people?
In this game, in the ancient team, about 8, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Just do it. Okay, so it's on. This one, unfortunately, it's just one player, so
Okay.
and it's with the arrows. That's why I'm gonna move
You go
this
ahead.
here.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically, you're trying to. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but just don't get close to this guy.
It's a biblically accurate angel.
Exactly.
I mean, if you spend any time on YouTube, you probably have seen them at this point.
So this game follows our team Apocalypse, basically angels and demons, and everything is destroyed. Was the description this team gave. It was made in Godot. It was made by Diana Carvalho, Guilherme Carvalho, and Eduardo Spadeiro. Eduardo is here.
Everything is destroyed. Sounds like Elden Ring. Is this based on Elden Ring?
No, it is not.
I know. Okay, you're dead, dude.
Yeah, you're probably gonna die. Yep. You're dead.
How do the controls feel?
I wish arrow up was jump instead of Z, to be
Yeah.
honest.
You can use space too, I think.
Okay.
No,
It
nice.
wasn't removed.
Was not.
Extra.
And you can press X again to deploy them, basically.
Nice.
That's this one.
Are you?
Yes, you got to the
Uh-huh.
end. So basically, I'm gonna give the explanation that this team gave it to me. Although I don't think it's that clear. But basically, you're the last human on Earth, right? Trying to
Yeah.
get away from this angel, but you're not getting away. That's the plot twist. And that, for some reason, is Queen Elizabeth.
The angel is Queen Elizabeth?
No, that little lady that is
Oh,
waiting
right
for
there,
you
okay.
in hell.
Okay.
is
Wow.
Queen Elizabeth.
That's loaded.
I did not make this game, so England, do not be mad at me.
And is this the devil in the middle?
Yeah, I think it's like
The devil
devil's
eat everything for me. Okay.
devil's diner room, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
Okay,
it's
it's interesting.
a very simple game. I don't know if
feel-
you want to
let me try.
give it a
Yeah.
try.
I feel like there were a couple things that I could have done there. I didn't follow the other path.
Do I
but I
quit?
guess I didn't need.
Yeah, try. Okay, so you have to probably restart it. Yep. Just. You guys should have made a restart
Angel's
button.
duty. That's it. I mean, we can't.
You guys
play
can see
anymore.
it? Yeah. Okay, nice.
Right. Okay, let's go. I have the. Oh, right.
Yep.
Okay.
Let me just restart the stream, sorry. It's like, it's buffering, I think. So, I'm gonna just restart this.
The stream
Sorry.
is buffering. We are suffering.
Yeah, and you're probably gonna die, I'm sorry.
Okay,
Let's see if you can clutch this.
Ah, so close.
So close. Like this, okay.
Okay, let's
Go
go.
ahead.
I guess that's supposed to stop him.
Yeah, so he's gonna spend some time there
Okay,
destroying
okay,
that
okay.
thing. Yeah.
I like the fact that angels are stopped by doors.
Oh shit. You
Oh, no.
broke the button.
Yeah.
I broke the button.
You probably
Okay.
can break the door? Yes.
Yes.
Nice.
See, this is what you have to do as a technical artist. Just think outside the box. Can you put it right?
Yep, you can, so but it's not. You can also break the door, which I don't think is a feature.
Oh wait,
It's-
wait.
It's
I
a
was
feature, so it's easier. Okay.
It's not really easy if you go for the hardest difficulty.
Oh, you go and try the hardest difficulty?
If you do this, you're not
Okay,
slowing down
let's
the
try.
engine and you
Okay.
don't.
Let me
Okay,
stop.
okay.
I'm gonna try the artist mode. Let's see. If you're gonna try
Hard mode. Okay.
press start. You can go ahead.
Press out
Oh.
again.
Sorry.
That's the medium difficulty.
Oh, there's another difficulty even
This
harder.
is medium. He's going like 100 miles an hour.
Oh shit, it's really fast.
Yeah.
Just break the door.
Oh, John. Okay, he's really fast. Even is he fast? Even faster on hard?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
I
Wow.
took about 30 minutes to be able to play it.
Jesus.
Okay. See, I told you it's Elden Ring. You didn't believe me. Okay.
There's open.
Oh, right, of course. No. Yeah. But where do you even go there?
Just break the door. Probably.
No, but like, you can't jump down, and oh no, oh
shit.
no,
Oh god. Oh god.
no.
Oh god. Just break that door.
no.
What? Oh, he broke
Okay.
the door for you. He was helping.
Yeah, yeah. He kind of for a moment there he kind of almost got me through. Doing what the angel is supposed to be doing, you know. Okay, I'm not taking damage, so I can just.
Yeah, just.
But that doesn't
Or
stop him though.
Oh,
I kept trying to jump
Jump
with the
with the
arrow
arrow.
also. Yeah. All right, let's try. 0 deaths.
Oh god.
Okay. No. No.
You can throw a.
All right.
You almost
I mean,
made it.
I would definitely try to go for it because I just, I'm hardcore and I like to do that. But just so people on the stream are spared, we can
Yeah.
just
Move on.
stop right here.
Yeah. So now I'm gonna turn questions to you guys. If anyone has any questions.
The game is good, by the way. Nice,
Oh, okay. You heard it here.
nice, good,
Good game.
nice, good game.
Yeah. So no one has any questions? Questions.
Yeah, I have a question for Michael. because you mentioned earlier that technical artist was becoming such a broad
Yeah,
role,
Yeah.
and that we should divide it.
yeah.
Like how should we have a artist, technical artist? Or
No.
technical artist?
So, well, there is a definite separation is needed for animation technical artists, which kind of already exist. We have animation technical artists in the studio. There is tools technical artists, which really specialize on writing scripts for artists to interact between the 3D content creation packages and the game engines. There's a lot of stuff there's like custom stuff we have to do, and so these scripts are useful. There is you could argue procedural artists are kind of almost a technical artist in a sort of way, because they understand a lot of they deal with code in a lot of cases, so that's another one. Me, I'm like, I guess, yeah, he's just munching, he's just going to town. Me, I guess I'm what you said, an artist, technical artist. I specialize on like a lot of visual stuff. But yeah, there's four right there, and if I really think, probably I can dig up a couple more.
No, that's fine.
Thank you. I saw another question.
As a gameplay programmer, how much creativity do you have on the gameplay abilities and whatnot?
How much what?
Creativity.
Creativity. I mean, I would say the designers are usually the ones who at least the ones who suggest how things are going to be from a more creative side. I mean, they're usually open to feedback, but yeah, from a creative standpoint, like I don't really get to decide how things look. Usually, if it's a character, the character artist is going to do that. If it's UI, the UI artist is going to do that. Maybe I get to chime in a little bit, but it's more about implementing the suggestions and the vision of what other people are suggesting.
Mm-hmm.
At least when you're working at a big studio,
Yeah.
If you're working on a smaller team, you have a lot more creativity and freedom on that sense.
Mhm.
But yeah.
And that applies to any role, really. So,
Okay.
yeah, if you want to do more stuff, be able to do more stuff, you probably want to go to a smaller
Small
studio.
Yeah.
But then you need higher levels of everything that you're going to be doing.
Yeah, makes sense.
So really, for people that are just getting into the industry, it's usually not a possibility to go into an indie team and do 6 things at the same time, unless they form the team,
Yeah.
obviously. But yeah, that's
Okay.
that.
Interesting. Okay. Thank you. Any more questions? Okay. So yeah, you have a question. Sorry.
Friedel, not the host, the guest. Like during this initial this initial phase of like discussing, okay, this is viable, this isn't. How often do you and the rest of the team meet up? Like for the first I don't know, like first 2 months, let's say.
Usually what happens is so we work on like releases about like 3 months apart, I guess, and then there's always the planning part where the directors of the game and the leads decide what they want to do for those first few months of the release, and then designers kind of make a list of okay, here are the things that we want to do for the next 3 months. And then they sort of discuss with us, okay, this is what we want to do. Can we make this happen? How long do you think this is going to take? Is this feasible? Are we going to have to make like a simpler version of this so that it can work, or we can do it in the time that we have, etc. So that's usually how it goes. Okay. Does that answer your question? More or
It was
less.
more about like the frequency, but I guess it's harder to estimate.
Yeah, the frequency. I mean, most of the time you're just doing the tasks that were decided that you're going to do. I'd say it's a small amount of the time, like maybe 5% of the time, you're actually actively discussing with the designers. Okay, but we want to do this. How should we do this? Can we do it this way? How are we going to deal with these specific situations? So that back and forth with the designers is about like 5 maybe 10% of the time that you're working, I guess.
So, any more questions?
There is one.
Oh, one question. Go ahead.
As a technical artist, do you only make shaders, rigs, and tools, or do you also get to make characters and 3D models or 2D work?
So yeah, again, if we're told, it entirely depends on the studio. When you pass hundreds of people in a studio, you never touch basically characters for sure, because if simple modeling is still something, not simple, but modeling, let's say, things or from the environment is still something that is fairly like close to what you're doing. Characters are like an entirely big separate beast. Basically I don't anymore. I don't model anything by myself, but actually that's a lie. There are certain tasks, sometimes, rarely, that I get that will be that will require some sort of a mesh or materials, and sometimes the materials or the 3D team is just absolutely drowning, and I'll fire up Houdini or Maya and I'll do it myself, but it's quite rare. And if you go to even bigger studios, that just doesn't happen at all. But it's a fun part of the process. If you really enjoy it, then you should try to go to a smaller studio so you can get more chances to do it.
Thank you.
So that wraps it up, I think. No more questions? So thank you so much for being here, for answering our questions, for playing 2 of our games.
Thank you for inviting us.
No problem. We're always glad to have people here. It's amazing for us to get to talk to people who actually work in the industry. So thank you so much again. We'll be back with another interview. So see you guys later.
I know nobody will go through with my vision, so I'ma go hard until the end. A show weak rappers make me feel like I'm an alien. The way my mind whoops and bends.
Hey, you don't mess with me and my crew. We'll leave you feeling like you're the Olympics or the Tokyo Zoo. You'll jump around so much you get crisscross.
from my position. I know nobody will go through with my vision, so I'ma go hard until the end. A show weak rappers make me feel like I'm an alien. The way my mind whoops and bends.
Hey, you don't mess with me and my crew. We'll leave you feeling like you're the Olympics or the Tokyo Zoo. You'll jump around so much you get crisscross. And my crew is never whacked because we stand strong. And we made a pact when I drop bombs.
Hello, welcome back, Amazon developers. We are on our third interview of today, and with us here today we have Diogo Hot. He has been with us before here, and also with us in Game Dev Technic.
Yep.
Previous alumni of our group, and now with APVP.
Yep.
If you want to explain a little bit about your role in APVP.
Yeah, so APVP is the Portuguese Game Dev Association. I'm currently running the PVP. I'm joined by Fabio and Carolina as well. But we are the Portuguese association that represents game developers, mainly producers, but we also try to encompass the entire industry. So tools and service providers, event organizers, everybody that wants to help the community somehow. And right now I'm managing it, but it's a joint effort between us and all the members, the Portuguese companies and also foreigner companies as well.
Yeah, you guys have also helped us
Yep.
a lot. And something I want to start with is that, so you were one of the founders of Game Dev Technic, and I think it's something very inspirational of you starting this group for us that is very important for us for making games, and now you continuing this journey of, in a bigger scope almost, of promoting the video game industry here, the video game dev industry here in Portugal. And I don't know, I would like to know what is that brings you inside of like creating this, and it's clearly something that is very important to you. And I don't know how, if it was something obvious when you finished with Game Dev Technic, you became an alumni, if APVP was something that you were always striving for.
At the time there was no APVP,
Yeah,
so I wouldn't say like it's about creating stuff. It's mostly about steering the ship. Everybody contributes somehow, and since I joined Technical, I started to get involved in groups and all informal efforts. To like the first one I organized was from this room before it became Laboratory Jogos, the Games Lab headquarters. It was TEDx EST back in 2014. And we started evolving. We did a lot of stuff. At the time there was no group that brought together game developers and game students, so we decided to together create Laboratory Jogos. And then we I'd say around 18, 19, for me it stopped to make sense to collaborate with Laboratory Jogos because the team was already growing very big, and I saw that there was a void in terms of groups that sponsor game development as a business, or at least try to create products. And we decided to create Game Dev Technical in 2020. Then the pandemic hit. At the same time I was doing my PhD, and around 23 I was slowly starting to finish my PhD. And the year before, in 2022, I met Jefferson, the president of APVP, and other folks like Guilherme from Francom, André from Miniclip, and they were kind of creating the association, but there was nobody actually working in the association. And I said, okay, so I'll get out of Game Dev Technic, and in 6 months, when I'm more or less just writing my thesis, I'll start working at APVP. That's it.
Yeah, no, it's very inspirational for us, not only because you have built something here at Technico and all the other universities that can join Game Dev Technic, something very special, and then you continue to contribute to the industry, so it's something very special to me and to all of us here, so thank you for that.
No problem. It's
I
not
wanted
like
to
I'm
start with
creating
that.
everything. It's
Yeah, I know, but it's something really
I always
important,
see my role as somebody that can help somehow steering the ship. Like whenever it made sense for Laboratory Jogos to do his own stuff, I left, and now people do whatever it is. Now you guys do the same at Game Dev Technic. Just if I can put some value during a certain period of time, and if I have resources to do that, I'll focus on that, and I'll eventually leave APVP too. Don't know to start what, but yeah.
But thank you anyway. No, so talking about Game Dev Technic, something, what were like some of the lessons that you learned that you took to your career? Things that you learned here with us, not me, I wasn't here, but with Game Dev.
So just recapping very briefly the history of how it all started. Like in the end of 19, we were invited by TT from Technico, which is the business office of Technico, to create a club, a student club. and we decided to create it. We were 6 at a time: myself, Manuel, Pedro, Ricardo, Jorge, and somebody else that I'm missing. Henrique, exactly. Thanks, Fabio. And we created to try to establish the foundations to have a group of people that do develop games often. But then the pandemic hit, and we decided to shift a little bit our strategy. Our goal was mostly to travel abroad, to attend game jams, and have one continuous big project in Game Dev Technic. And around March, COVID happened. We decided to change a little bit our focus. We created COVID, whatever however it sounds, and some people started to want to also join us. We decided to move from a student club, which legally has no framing under the umbrella of the Portuguese Republic. We decided to create a non-profit youth association, which now Game Dev Technic is. It requires some legal bureaucracies and multiple. We have bylaws and everything that you know. So it required a lot of effort from our side. So we had to recruit more people, and at the time it was around 40-50 people that joined back in November 2020, and it was quite different from what we actually wanted to do. And when us 6 started the Game Dev Technic, some of us were already midway through the PhD, some were finishing the masters, and our target audience slowly started to become the young students joining on the first year of the bachelor's, people from other universities and other schools, not only academic, but people that also wanted to start making games. So we had to shift a little bit our strategy, and that was one big lesson from Game Dev Technic. And I think most of associations also face the same struggle, is we need to listen to what the students actually want, and for instance in the PvP we need to listen to what our members want and follow a bottom up approach where we see the pains, the challenges, their goals, and try to create an atmosphere that supports whatever they want to do. Sometimes it's easy to read the room and understand what they want, sometimes it's not, but I think being at both at Laboratório de Jogos and Game Dev Technic allowed me to have a little bit more grasp about what people actually want and how we can compromise between the interests of multiple parties. And that was mostly the 2 initial years of Game Dev Technic. It was, we had our motivation, our goals, then people started to join, it changed, so let's try to adapt and shift towards what makes sense for everybody.
Okay, so taking from that, I'd like to ask you, so what are the problems right now you feel like should be addressed first, and APVP is trying to address them?
So we, as an industry, we already have some companies quite big. Some of them are here today: Funcom, Miniclip. ZPX has been, Funcom previously, ZPX before the M&A was already hiring a lot of people, absorbing a lot of talent from Portugal, Miniclip as well, Big Moon in Porto, now Saber, Embracer, now Saber again. We have Fortis as well. So we have companies that have 50 plus employees. Almost all companies that develop games under a larger group are growing. So we see that the industry is growing. We believe that we need more IPs and more titles from Portugal, that we can say they were mostly developed in Portugal, and this is an effort that we are trying to make, but targeting the young game developers. So trying to incubate them with the help of Startup Lisboa and other groups across the country as well, to try to allow them to start their own projects and actually come up with some titles. But for these larger corporations, what is mostly important is to be competitive at the European level and at the global level. And one of the things that we are trying to push forward this year is a tax credit for video game developers, so that they can be more efficient in terms of their economics to develop games. That's something that happens in almost all other state members of the union, but doesn't happen in Portugal. And also, our first year, from 2022 to mid 2023, our goal was to be the interface in Portugal for any policymaker, public agency, administration that actually wants to address the game dev community, and we slowly started to do that. And some of the pains are mostly related with that. So there was a lot of noise in the country.
Mm-hmm.
It was hard to create a PvP because there were some forces from Porto, from Lisbon,
Yeah.
from Azores as well, and this was the first time that everybody got into the same room and
Yeah.
started to talk about what we want for Portugal, and that's one of the biggest pains that we are trying to address.
Yeah.
So on the financial side with the tax credit, and also trying to empower developers to create their own projects and have titles coming from Portugal.
So, and what advice would you give to people who are maybe looking, getting involved with APVP, or even people who want to contribute to the growth of the Portuguese video game industry? What are some advice that you could give, not only to us, but everyone listening?
No, that's hard because I don't have a long career in this, so I don't have a huge perspective. What I can say is from what I see, some of the cues that lead you to some success. One is to network, to be involved in gatherings with people, actually have perspective on what you're doing. You can easily focus 6 months of your life in a demo with a couple of friends trying to develop something, but you never put it in the hands of people that will play it, people that have already been building businesses around selling games,
Mm-hmm.
and you need to have that perspective. So there are tons of opportunities for that. Game Dev Technical usually is in most of them. We had Global Game Jam early in January, early in the year, by the end of January, and then the showcase early February that you attended. And it's important for you to be present at these places, just to get to know your peers, which eventually will be your fellow colleagues in multiple companies, but also to get perspective on what you're investing your time. So I'd say that networking is one of the core elements for you to start your career, because we know it's tough to get a job in the industry, and you just need to increase your chances being with people that actually work in the things that you also want to work, and then understand with them what you can do to improve your chances of getting a job in the industry. And if that's not your goal, if you want to create your own projects, be there to show it and to get feedback from it. So from students and people that are soon to be graduates in any game dev related course, I'd say that that's an important aspect. But also to be very focused on the biz dev part of the game, monetization, publishing, understand how the industry works, because we have a lot of degrees in Portugal that give good technical skills. Technical is a good example, but we also have good art schools, sound design, but we like a lot of schools that teach management in not only in games, but mostly everything related with creative industries. We do not have a lot of schools in Portugal giving those courses, and the only way that you can actually solve this issue is to be together with people that have been doing that. And one of the things that we at the PvPs are trying to push forward, and we invest a lot of resources into that, is to help soft landing companies that have offices abroad and they want to come to Portugal as well. Because usually what happens is they come with smaller teams, 5-6 people, and then they start to hire local people, and then the core team that join initially are the ones that have the knowledge and the know-how from working abroad. And it slowly starts to get into the network of people that they work with, that they interact with, and eventually we can see something like we saw in Finland and Sweden and Germany, where the big studios get so big, they get acquired, a lot of employees come out, they have experience, and then they start their own businesses, and the machine keeps working. We don't have like a flagship game in Portugal that we can say easily, this allowed us to create 7-8 studios from the employees that work in this studio, so we are trying to create opportunities for that to happen. So for you as students, go to these networking spots. We have tons. We have the meetups here in Porto. We have the events that appear throughout the year, DevGam, DevCom Leadership Summit that happened in February. We had Moby Dictum that some of you also went. Early March, I think, or by the end of March, or early April. 14th of April, I believe. And we're gonna have more, so it's just paying attention. Like right now, we have an open call for attending Indie Dev Play in Madrid, where we sponsor with a voucher of 500 euros the accommodation and travel expenses, and it's a very good place for you to showcase your game and get feedback, and potentially start to talk with publishers to create a relationship for the future. So that's one of the core things, but I think overall networking is the key word here.
Yeah, networking is something that we really try to push here at Game Dev Technique. Not only with this type of events where we have people coming that are more experienced than us, but also when we send people to Nordic and stuff like that, we always tell them, go speak to people. Don't just be in your game. And talking about games,
Exactly.
segue, we're gonna play one of the games I have here for you. It's a very interesting game, I would say.
I was warned about this game. I think.
Yes, I decided to warn you about this game. Okay, so for the people at home, this is a weird game. So this game is called Shit Post Apocalypse, and it's basically a game about you being with IBS. So yeah, I'm gonna read the description. It's set in a post-apocalyptic supermarket, and the main character's own apocalypse is that he really needs to poop.
Okay. Seems like a human burden.
Yeah, it's pretty straightforward. And basically what you're trying to do is you're this character that really needs to go to the toilet and you have to grab toilet paper. But for some reason there's some grandmas there that don't want you
Grandmas?
to get past. Yes, that's where Avo comes.
Oh yes.
Yeah. Yeah. It's also shitpost.
Yeah.
It's also a pun that I noticed.
Pull this. Who did the game?
So the game was made by Aurea, Duarte Fonseca, Pedro Tavares, João Santos and Timi. It was made in Godot.
Should I start with the tutorial or it's not gonna
Sure.
work?
I don't know. I just went for play. Maybe the
Yeah.
tutorial doesn't exist.
Oh.
Yeah, no, that's normal. It does that for
Okay.
some reason. Yeah, then you can walk around.
So yeah.
Yep. Yep.
So I just need to grab.
Yeah,
So
you can
okay.
jump here.
Oh damn.
Yeah, and then you have a lot of toilet paper to grab. And
Yeah,
this
I'm
face
not
right here shows how much you want to poop, basically.
Okay. So where can I poop?
No, I don't think you're supposed to go to the toilet.
damn.
You're just grabbing toilet paper, and I don't know what you're doing with it, but
Me neither.
yeah, you just sat everywhere. You lost. Yeah, you can play again.
Yeah.
It's very weird.
Can I win?
I don't. Can you win?
A slide?
There's a slide. How do you slide?
You can press crouch, and if you crouch if you slide into a.
Oh, I'm stuck. Nice.
You increase your timer.
So I'm gonna shed
Yeah, you're gonna shit there
here.
because you're stuck.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah, you have to spam crouch.
Oh,
Okay. Okay.
okay.
I think I'm doing a terrible job.
Yeah, I think you're
But the
gonna
game-
shit. Yeah.
Yeah. Am I missing something or like?
What is the goal? Tell us.
The idea is to be a very fast movement-based game where you have to get highest score by picking up the papers, and to increase your timer, you have to slide into a grandma, so you kill her.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
The game
Okay.
is very laggy for some reason.
Okay.
So
So.
should I?
Oh. Yes. So we have one of the teammates here that is telling us that you can kill grandmas by sliding into them.
That's right.
Interesting.
What's the high score?
What's the high score? It's I think this.
No. The highest.
Highest score. Okay.
Sorry.
No idea.
I'm not sure.
It has no idea. It should just play this for forever, I guess.
Yeah. So kill grandmothers, right?
Yeah, exactly. And then you get stuck in a Jesus. Okay. I think my favorite part of the game is that face up there telling you how much you have to go to the toilet.
Was there a theme for the jam?
Yeah, the team was Apocalypse.
Okay.
So in this, for some reason, the Apocalypse is having to go to the toilet.
Okay, seems like it's a very diverse gameplay.
I always give you the weirdest games every time.
I don't
I come
recall
here.
what we played last year. It was
Last
a dungeon
year-
crawler, right?
No, last year you played the one about creating people from other people, o Francamente Lindo, which is basically like a Frankenstein thing, and then they drank a cup of coffee at the end. It was also
I don't
really
recall.
weird.
It was with Ricardo, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm quite stuck here. Well, funny game.
Well, everyone is laughing, so funny, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess.
I don't know if it's my performance or the actual game, so.
I think it's a mix of both. Yeah.
No, like in HDR different as well. I don't know.
That's
why
why
I have
my
a
laptop.
robot arm.
I don't know. Why does he have a robot arm?
Because
That was one of the suggestions of a member of the team, and I had to deliver.
Oh, so audio
I
over
had
there.
to.
Audio over there. One of the artists basically had a suggestion and she delivered. I can say it's really nice arm. So good job.
Good job. Exactly. Congrats.
So for the people back at home who watch our vlogs, this game was all made by the people that had like 40 people in one vlog. If you haven't watched that vlog yet, you can go watch it. If you're done with the game, you can stop. it.
Yeah, I can.
He's getting good at it.
Yeah.
Thanks.
He's
I'm
a
proud
pro
of
at killing grandmas now.
Yeah, exactly. I have none left alive, so I guess already know. Should I stop?
Yeah,
Yep.
sure. You can stop.
Yep.
I don't know if you want to give any feedback.
No, I don't think so. How long did it take to make the game?
It was 1 week.
One
We
week?
had 1 week.
So they had 1 week to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Does it have sound? Or?
Does it have sound?
No, we couldn't include
Yeah.
that. We think it was one of that. We should have definitely had some for the
Yeah.
player to have more feedback.
Yeah. A poop game without farting sounds.
Exactly.
It's missing something. So,
No
yeah.
feedback on my end. It's perfect.
It's perfect. So we're done with the game. Now I'm gonna open up some questions if anyone has any questions.
About the game, please.
No questions? Everyone is done? Okay. So kind of done with also my questions.
Yeah.
If you want.
Do you
Say
want me to
something
ask
else?
any questions?
You can ask me questions if you
I'm
want.
not really good at this. Paulo has a question.
Paul has a question.
Yeah,
Okay.
I do have a question. Since you joined up PvP, what changes mostly, or most influential changes have you seen in the landscape in the Portuguese industry?
Like I can give the politician answer, which is the industry grew by a lot, but I'm quite sure it's a correlation, not a causality. No, but some stuff has changed. I think the biggest value that we brought so far is it being the interface to most policymakers, to ministers, to state secretaries, to public agencies. Like recently we had a struggle with people coming from Eastern Europe working in some of our studios that were facing some problems unifying their families. Like they would have a D7 visa, they could work in Portugal, but they could not bring their families or they could not work in Portugal. And we also helped with that with some of the networking and contacts that we have. But it's mostly just to put everybody in the same place and address the challenges that everybody has with the resources that we can put together. Again, we are as strong as all the small parts are. So we do not develop games as an association, but our members do. So we are just in place because they develop games. And we are they. It's very hard to define the barrier between where we start and their efforts start. So I think if they all do their job, we do our job, everything is going to go smoothly. It's very hard to measure. Like we don't have our own KPIs of saying we want yearly a growth of 6 studios. No, that's not how it works.
Okay.
Like the revenue has been increasing, the number of jobs in the industry has been increasing as well. The number of games, the platforms that we cover across the country are also getting larger. We have quite an heterogeneous set of members from large companies like Miniclip, from indie developers with just one person. We have folks developing games for augmented reality, consoles, desktop, mobile. We have game producers, developers themselves that release games, others that just do codev and outsourcing, others that do tools and services, others that do consulting in games. So it's quite diverse. Yeah.
Thank you. Oh, question.
In 10 years, how would you like to see the work made by APVP reflected in the Portuguese gaming industry?
I don't think it's my job here to say what I would like to see because again, I was not elected for anything. I'm just managing it. So again, the studios are the ones that should decide where we go. My job is just to guarantee that we have the tools and the resources to go that way. What I can say is that we need more Portuguese titles. And this is factual because when you look to the evidence of other countries, they started to boom whenever you have role models that others can aspire to, and we should do that as well. Regarding the companies and the corporations themselves, we still lack a very big AAA studio to come to Portugal, instead of being through M&As that already acquire studios in Portugal and then they join larger groups like Funcom and Saber in Porto, and Doppio recently acquired by Fortis Games. But if we can also help some larger studios to soft land in Portugal, it's something important, because there's scarcity of senior talent all over the world in the game dev industry. If we can give them better conditions to come to Portugal, not only the developers, but the developers, their families, to bring their entire life here and start to create their projects, that's a success on our end. And again, this is a short-term strategy. We have 3-year terms from our board, and this is one of the main axes that we want to approach for these 3 years that end by the end of this year. So this is more or less what we want. And right now we are the interface, which is already good, because instead of having multiple agents around the country that have their own vision, we can always talk and decide what's our collective vision for the country. And usually the government, the ministers are quite open to listen to that. Whenever we represent the chunk of the industry, they can listen and they can adapt their policies. We are small still, our revenue is not huge comparing to other countries and comparing to other industries in Portugal. So my job is mostly doing lobby to promote the industry in the end.
Any more questions? Everyone is done? Okay. So,
Gonçalo.
Oh, sorry.
Yes, I just have a question that you kind of answered, which is, I know that people used to complain a lot about the government not really valuing the job of game developers and whatnot. So, do you feel like the APVP has sort of been able to make them more receptive to valuing a bit more of the games industry? Do you think that's true?
Yeah, I think so. It happens in at different levels. So it's very hard for us to get to a minister or a state secretary or a head of office that can actually change something. So most of our work has been working with multiple public agencies like ICEP, IAPMEI, Startup Portugal, that represent different areas, and they can actually put in place some budgets to strengthen our industry. Whereas the bigger ones are quite hard to get. And again, we do not have the strength yet to just open doors easily. So it's a continuous job. We lacked the government for the past 6 months, which presented some challenges to us. But before that, we were in talks with multiple ministers at the Portuguese government. Yeah. One of the things that we try also to focus is, since we, as a country, we are not that big, but one thing that works pretty well is to, instead of going to the top management, to state agencies, to go to local municipalities, to people that can control their budgets with less ties from parties and from whatever are their ideologies. So we try to focus on that. And for instance, the Gaming Hub is a result of a work with the municipality of Lisbon, the City Hall, that now is in place and everybody can be there. And again, it was not done in 6 months, it was done in 2 years, more or less. So it takes time. Yeah.
So I'm gonna wrap things up.
Yep.
So thank you so much for coming.
Perfect. I'll be here next year if you
yeah.
want as well.
Yeah, we want you here next year again.
Yeah.
Keep the tradition. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask one of the teams to make another weird game so you can
Please
play
do,
it.
Please do. Just
Yeah.
put the theme as weird as possible.
It's being recorded, so if you don't show up next year, I'm gonna
Yeah.
just play the interview again.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Maybe I said something different from last year, which is good.
It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you so much, guys. We'll be back with another interview later. So see you in a sec.
From my position, I know nobody will go through with my vision, so I'ma go hard until the end. A show weak, rappers make me feel like I'm an alien. The way my mind whoops and bends.
Hey, you don't mess with me and my crew. We'll leave you feeling like you're at the Olympics or the Tokyo Zoo. You'll jump around so much you get crisscrossed. And my crew is never whacked because we stand strong. And we made a pact when I
For my position, I know nobody will go through with my vision, so I'ma go hard until the end. A show weak, rappers make me feel like I'm an alien. The way my mind whoops and bends.
Hey, you don't mess with me and my crew. We'll leave you feeling like you're the Olympics or the Tokyo Zoo. You'll jump around so much you get crisscrossed. And my crew is never whack because we stand strong. And we made a pact when I drop
Welcome back, gamers and developers. We are here for our last interview. We are here with Ezequiel from Miniclip.
Yes.
Welcome.
Thank you.
If you want to introduce what you do at Miniclip.
Okay, my name is Ezequiel, or Ezekiel. You can use the
English
English
version.
one. So, I am a developer on Miniclip, specific on mobile. So I have like a 10 years experience on iOS development, and I work mostly on SDKs on Miniclip. So it's like the hiding parts of the games. It's not like doing the games, but code that help the games being a game.
It's something that we mentioned in a previous interview. That work that you cannot see technically, but it's very important.
Yeah, it exists.
Yes. So can you share with us like your journey and what attracted you to go into?
Yes, I feel very old like right now because Gonzalo was talking about Pygame, and unfortunately I started like maybe a little bit more than 10 years ago with Allegro 5. So okay, sorry, I am old. Doing games on the college, and since then I thought games are pretty cool way to learn programming at general, just not to work with games, but to learn some new frameworks, some new technology. So I was in passion with games, and this was in my mind. But I started working on financial market and in other environments, and then in 2019 I started working on specific SDKs for mobile, and the next year, in a little bit before the COVID, I started my master's in digital games development. And during my master's, I combined this framework SDK development with games. I made some SDKs, for example, for control your game using NFC cards and things using mobile native technology and games. And maybe I would like to work with that, and I started trying to pursue this, and luckily today I'm working with mobile SDKs on Miniclip.
Yeah. So can you guide us like what is like your responsibilities at Miniclip? Like what's a day-to-day basis what you do?
Basically, we work on a team that serves all the games on Miniclip. For ones doesn't know, Miniclip have MPT, that is Miniclip Portugal, that have their own games. There are also 8-Ball Pool. 8-Ball Pool is like a separate, it's on this same one wall of us, but it's like because the game is big, it's like a studio itself. And then we have like MIT, that is Miniclip Italy, and the external games. We support technology for all these games in terms of analytics, in terms of ad tech, for example, for in-app purchase or any other technology that could be common for all the games. Usually go to us, and then we decide how to distribute these as frameworks, as APIs or whatever. Mostly my job today is related with ed tech, so this is a challenging one because it's directly related how some games that earn money. So
makes sense. Yeah, it's something very important. So talking about challenges, have you had like encountered some challenges that have made you rethink the way you work, and how did you deal with them, especially at Miniclip?
Yes, first of all, I knew how to create mobile technology. I knew how to create things to run on Unity, to run on Godot, to run on C++, but I never, I had just a little bit knowledge of ed tech itself. There's a lot of terms, there's a lot of mediation, networks, intermediation, there's a lot of terminology that I was not familiar. So the way Miniclip was very supportive when I started, they didn't ask like a previous knowledge about the subject, but just a technical background. And then I started to learn and going into eventos, watching videos, podcasts to get into the technology. I think this is the most important step. You understand your business. Maybe you are not the best developer or the best marketer or the best whatever you are doing, but if you understand very well your business, your core business, you have a bakery, so you need to understand very well bread and which hour people prefer, like hot bread or whatever. So understand your core business, then you will succeed in some way. So that was, I think, was very challenging because IDTech have a lot of changes because sometimes it's involved privacy, sometimes it's involves big companies like Google, Apple, Facebook doing changes. It's involved, for example, I'm not from Portugal, so in Europe it's different from India, it's different from Brazil. There are regulations as well, so we need to understand every part of this, and we still on gaming industry, so we are talking about laws, but still gaming industry.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, it's mixing a lot of different things and trying to make everything work. Is there any like particular system that you have worked on that was like really rewarding, that you were really proud of working on?
We delivered like a couple days ago a new system to advertising team. I mentioned Miniclip one, but I could mention like personal projects as well. But this one did like a 20% increase of revenue to advertising just because we optimized some the way of the technology worked. So, and was pretty cool because it was the first time when DCO there's a to be mensual meeting, when the bi-monthly meeting that the CEO presents the results, and he present like a technical slide of our project. Was pretty cool for me to see this.
Yeah, seeing the results.
Yeah, you can, because during your daily tasks usually you will not see like, and but another aspect that I think that I was very proud was a couple years ago when I was going home and I saw some people in front of me on the train using the app I was working. So it's pretty cool. So when you see people using your system, playing your game, I think this is very rewarding.
Rewarding, yeah. Yeah, it's something that we always really like to experience here, is seeing people actually using something we worked on.
Yeah, there's a cool history. I will not extend it, but I don't know how many of you know Elifoot. That is a football manager, very old, made in Portugal. And this was a very huge success in Brazil. They changed the name to Brasfoot in Brazil, just to have. But I remember everybody. I was a child at the moment. I was not able to play, but everybody was playing like Brasfoot, and I grew up with this. And I think a couple years ago I noticed, oh, this was not a Brazilian game. It was a Portuguese one. So just to notice that the Diogo said we need like Portuguese. Brasfoot, Elifoot was one of these huge Portuguese games.
Yeah, interesting. You have also mentioned personal projects. So you keep working on some stuff outside of Miniclip. Is there like something you're like investigating now, or something you're working on that is you want to share with us?
Yeah, I was watching the previous interviews and maybe I should bring my notebook because my laptop, because I was pretty excited with Cubos. So I definitely wanna try Cubos at home. It's a game engine from you guys. Congratulations. And usually I'm doing my PhD in game development as well. Just to short curious, I have a colleague, André, who's working in Infinity, that is a sponsor as well from Game Tech. And Diogo will be an advisor for André. So small world. So just
small world.
Small,
everyone knows each other. Yeah.
So I have been doing something on Unity as well, trying Godot, but mostly right now I doing some experiments on doing tools for optimize or doing automate tasks for game developers. Also some experiments with generative AI for the context of games. I have one colleague, Johan Peterson, on our class. His research is on content generation using LLMs. So I think my research is more for serious games on the a specific subject that is food waste, but I also play with some LLMs, and I think we have like a new, like when the smartphones come, every game who started to port their game to mobile.
Well, yeah.
We have like a new golden rush with generative AI. It's not solve all the problems, but I think there's an opportunity here to
There, yeah.
to do cool things like imagine generative avatars or generative dialogues, narratives. I don't know. There's
A lot of possibilities.
There's a
yeah.
lot of possibilities for industry and for the academic speaking. We are here on technical, so even if you want to do your masters here or a PhD, there's a space for it.
Interesting. I'm sure I saw Duke smiling there. I'm sure they're happy about you talking about Coop. Yeah, so you can check it out. It's open source, and we're happy that
For sure.
you come
I
here
will
and get
definitely.
tonight. Yeah, I'm sure they would be more than happy to have someone of your expertise. Also, if you want to-
I'm not that expertise in C++.
Yeah, they're students, so
I can definitely try to run, and I don't know, but that's pretty cool. And opposite to Michael, I think the light was pretty cool on the game. So
different. Kobo's
Yeah.
already shifting opinions. So I think we can play one of our games here. We have another tower defense. This one a little bit more classic. We just stream it.
it has sound.
Yes, we finally got the sound to work, so it's working. It's a simple tower defense where you... Oh, sorry.
Was just a delay.
Wait. Okay. Is it working? It's a pretty straightforward tower defense game where you have these characters, you can put them in these little boxes, and you play next to actually play. Basically, Pride has like this laser gun, Greed has like shooting, simple gun, and Lust basically debuffs the characters. So if you want to go ahead, it's just you click the character.
Drag and drop, or
I think it's, yeah, it's
okay.
You just
Let's try. Okay, I have this.
your bucks.
Okay, we'll put it in the middle. Sure.
Once you're ready, you click next. It's pretty straightforward tower defense. It was made by Zero Antunes, related to Maslow's. It's made in Unity. It's called Fire Shootout. And it's in relation, if you guys don't remember, our gem was about apocalypse, and this was a demon invasion and the apocalypse. And the player is interesting. I think you can say it.
Yes, but was
Close.
tough.
Yeah. You can buy more characters or you can upgrade them.
There's upgrade. I will upgrade this one. He was. How do I
Just
upgrade?
click.
Let me think, because
Yeah, it's a lot of the money.
and they have a good math, because if I upgrade, I cannot do nothing, because even the cheapest will not be available. So nice math. I will get more not cheap.
You just
Yeah, go to the yeah.
lasers. It was in Unity.
Oh, there's some. Spanish goals.
Yeah, they're quite fast. It's kind of interesting, this Western environment with the Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse. It's
Yeah.
interesting combo.
I will upgrade. I want to see the. Can I
Yeah,
change
you
the?
can sell them. Yeah.
No, but okay, I don't want to sell. I invested a lot in this one, so.
Maybe just like
I want to see the other.
That's a regular gun. Like, this is like a more strong. Yeah, other guy. It's like it's quite slow.
Kill the
but-
dude. Kill the dude. Whoa. Okay, I sell.
You didn't even need the other guy.
Sorry guys, I am very good on tower defense. I saw this one.
The last one has a really funny animation because she's like sending kisses.
Oh,
Yeah. She's like sends little kisses.
it's like grenades, kisses.
Yeah, I think it gives them a debuff, so they're weaker basically.
Ah, it's like poison, like
Yeah.
Remember me like Final Fantasy when you got green, the old ones. You got green and chill you uses some antidote.
Okay.
Hopefully the monsters don't not antidote. Oh, there's a fat monster now.
Yeah. Those guys are slower, but they're
Okay.
strong. So what do you think of the game so far?
I think it's pretty cool. I want to finish it.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Does the game have a finish? Yes. 5 waves. Okay. So we're almost there.
And since it's built in Unity, I think this works well on desktop, but this is the kind of the game you can play like on the train or on the bus, because it's cool. You need to plan how to spend your money. So
Yeah, and it's something that can also grow quite easily with different paths and having different stuff like that, and even more characters, so you can have a lot of net levels.
are you upgrade the keys to see the
Yeah,
most
because
power,
it's-
and this one as well. Okay, I am very weak. Can we do one more? I like there's everything here, the hertz, the money. So usually on game jams, these things are not the priority, and the game is very playable. It's playable. It's a complete game. So doesn't look like a game jam game.
Nice. I think I was not counting, but I think we're almost at the last wave. I think. 5 waves, right?
My tube. Okay. I like the games when the strategy is more important, because I am not that good on games that need ability.
Reactions.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
stuff like that, yeah.
But I am good.
Oh, nice.
Yes, thank you. I think this is the first time somebody. So, no, just
No,
kidding.
there was the angel one. But yeah, but you're.
The angel one. But I don't know why they were always going to the hole on the angel one. You just need to go down. And
Oh, the angel one. Okay,
yeah.
I see.
I didn't understand why Mikhail was going there, but
Oh.
okay. It was causing me some.
There's some competition here. I want to see a speed run, a versus speed run. on YouTube.
Congratulations, Pedro, Antunes, Ricardo, and Thomas. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. So now I'm gonna move. If anyone has any questions here, just close this so the music is not playing. Anyone has any questions? Nope. Oh, okay. So I think we've already discussed a lot of stuff, but I don't know if you want to give any advice to people watching or people here about how to get into that, like.
Yes, I just want to, for example, we are here doing this interview, but in front of us there's a team of people, and this is the kind of thing you expected on a company, people that make things happen. So I want to congratulate everybody here, of course our audience, but I was mentioning the organization because on the game development we have a lot of roles that are not just developers coding. So even if you have like a computer science degree, you can move to art or management, as Diogo mentioned. And there's a huge gap on management. If you are good at this, try it. You can be a game producer or whatever role that is related to management. There are player support. There's a whole universe on the game. So if you like the industry, try to find your hat on that, and that's pretty awesome. I'm very happy to be here. This is one of the things good of working on this industry. I have the chance of meeting nice people as I am meeting today. So try to find your hat. Try experience things. Like if you like to code, try code. If you like C#, try Unity. If you like C++, try Unreal. Try Cocos 2D. If you like mobile, if you like desktop, if you like web, even web development, games need like economy servers. So if you like database, there's a lot of people from technical on Miniclip, and most of the ones I know is from machine learning and data science. So there's a whole universe that you can explore. So just try it. Try.
That's really important. That's a lot more than meets the eye. A lot of people behind the scenes, like everyone here working. Finding our own place in the industry. So thank you so much for the interview. I'm gonna wrap things up. No last questions. So I'm gonna wrap things up. So we'll be back in a few minutes. Basically, we're gonna wrap up the Coffee and Games. We're gonna reveal which games are the winners. We're gonna have our guests vote on the games. So I'll see you guys in a few minutes. Bye bye.
Somebody will go through it, my vision, so I'ma go hard until the end. A show weak, rappers make me feel like I'm an alien. The way my mind whoops and bends.
Hey, you don't mess with me and my crew. We'll leave you feeling like you're the Olympics or the Tokyo Zoo. You'll jump around so much you get crisscrossed. And my crew is never whacked because we stand strong. And we made a pact when I drop on.
For my position, I know nobody will go through with my vision, so I'ma go hard until the end. A show weak, rappers make me feel like I'm an alien. The way my mind whoops and bends.
Hey, you don't mess with me and my crew. We'll leave you feeling like you're the Olympics or the Tokyo Zoo. You'll jump around so much you get crisscrossed. And my crew is never whack because we stand strong. And we made a pact when I drop
know nobody will go through with my vision, so I'ma go hard until the end. A show weak, rappers make me feel like I'm an alien. The way my mind whoops and bends.
Hey, you don't mess with me and my crew. We'll leave you feeling like you're the Olympics or the Tokyo Zoo. You'll jump around so much you get crisscross. And my crew is never whacked because we stand strong. And we made a pact when I drop on.
through with my vision, so I'ma go hard until the end. A show weak, rappers make me feel like I'm an alien. The way my mind whoops and bends.
Hey, you don't mess with me and my crew. We'll leave you feeling like you're at the Olympics or the Tokyo Zoo. You'll jump around so much you get crisscrossed. And my crew is never whacked because we stand strong. And we made a pact when I drop
go hard until the end. A show weak, rappers make me feel like I'm an alien. The way my mind whoops and bends.
Hey, you don't mess with me and my crew. We'll leave you feeling like you're the Olympics or the Tokyo Zoo. You'll jump around so much you get crisscross. And my crew is never whack because we stand strong. And we made a pact when I drop on.
my vision, so I'ma go hard until the end. A show weak, rappers make me feel like I'm an alien. The way my mind whoops and bends.
Hey, you don't mess with me and my crew. We'll leave you feeling like you're the Olympics or the Tokyo Zoo. You'll jump around so much you get crisscrossed. And my crew is never whack because we stand strong. And we made a pact when I drop
Welcome back, folks. I'm Alexandra, this is Pamplona, and we're back this time for the long-awaited moment, the voting results. Okay, so we've got a few categories up. Narrative, sound and music, gameplay, use of team, art, and lastly, people's choice. So, for narrative, can I get a drum roll? The winner for narrative is Angel's Duty. So, would any of you like to give a little insight on why Angel's Duty was best narrative?
I can do like Angel's Duty. All of the obviously these are James games. None of them have a strong narrative. So I will say that like this is not saying that it wasn't good narratives all around, but Angel's Duty makes that narrative clear to the players. You understand what you're doing, and in the end there's a little twist. So there is some story. There's some structure that there is a story that the player can grasp and understand. And the others, it's a justification for what's happening, but there's not really a progression. There's not really a strong. There's not really a narrative going through the game. Here it's very much, okay, it's Pokemon, you're trying to run away, and then at the end there is that small twist, and I think that gives it, within this pack, it gives it the strongest narrative.
Well, you heard it here, people. Go ahead. No.
So for the next category, sound and music, drum roll please. The winner was, let me see, Hellfire Shootout.
So,
I can explain. Hellfire Shootout have this music on the Old West vibe, as well all the sound effects for all the guns types, and so it's almost complete considering a game gen. So that was our consideration in terms of sound.
Fair enough. So, congratulations, people. You did a great job. Same for you, Angel's Duty team. Hope you're watching. So, as for best gameplay, we've got Scraps versus Zombies.
I guess I can,
Go ahead.
I can say something. I think it was just the one that had a bit more elements of gameplay. There was a lot to learn. There were a lot of different ways that you could use the same thing, and there was just a lot of interaction with the player and how the elements of the game had to make you change your approach. I think that was interesting, and it was the most I guess complex gameplay of all the games in the jam.
So and now for the use of theme. Ice Up. Anyone want to give some insight on that?
I'll explain. Yeah. Out of the 6 games that we played, they all, well, 5 of them really went for a specific approach on apocalypse, and Ice Up stood out for us for the idea that yes, global warming is an issue, and that is actually the real apocalypse. That if out of all of these, I think it's the most likely to happen, and it was nice. The game reflected well how an apocalypse would change, even in the loop when you end up being approached by the rising waters. It really puts you in a stressful situation, and I think that's what an apocalypse should be. And I think we all agreed on that, and it's a deserved winner.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So it was a mix of capturing the vibes and originality.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, now for art. We've got Shitpost Apocalypse. I don't know if we'll have to bleep that out, but it was still fun to say. So, any insight?
Technically, very technical game. We really enjoyed the graphic of the character, and especially their face was amazing. I think that's a feature I haven't really seen anywhere. So that was beautiful, and the way that was juxtaposed to the low poly store and the grannies, just there's too much goodness for us to pass up on, and we voted shit post apocalypse. You will have to bleep that again.
This next category is People's Choice and was voted by you, the participants in the jam. And so, drum roll, please. The winner is Scraps versus Zombies. So I think anyone want to praise this game even more than me already praised, but I think it was obvious it was, and then also the team that participated in this jam to make this game. So really, really congratulations on all of your work.
Thank you once again for staying with us. Thank you for all the teams that participated, and to our speakers, of course. And thank you to the people in the back making it work. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you so much for everything.